All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another session at S30. Today we have our own Shivani and Akshat with us. And after conducting so many interviews, tens of interviews, about 40 of them, I've realized what actually impresses the interviewer, both in the HR part of the interview as well as technical part of the interview. So I just wanted to put forward the best candidate replies or the answers that I got, and so that everybody can learn what kind of projects and what kind of communication style impresses the interviewer. So we'll be starting with Shivani. And Shivani, why don't you tell us briefly about yourself, but more precisely the way you explained your projects? So you're mute. Just give me. Let me unmute you.
Hi friends, today I would like to talk about a very familiar question, and often the first question which is asked in the interviews, like, tell me about yourself. This question is very simple, but the answer to this question is not trivial, and like we often find it very confusing that what extent we should go to answer this question. So I think like it should not be very short. Like if you just say that I'm like doing masters in XYZ university, or like I'm doing internship at ABC company, that is not enough because that is already mentioned in your resume. So what they are looking for is that what makes you unique as an individual, and what contribution you have done in your course curriculum or your experiences. So like here I'll demo like what answer I give to this question. But yeah, like of course there is a room of improvement, and I would also like to receive feedback as well. So here I go. My name is Shivani Thakkar, and currently I am doing business analyst. My track is data science track, so I have like taken courses like machine learning, natural language processing, big data. Um, Presently, I'm working as a software developer intern at a company called Battelle, which is based in Columbus, Ohio. I joined this position in January 2019, and I'll be continuing here until August. I have completed 3 semesters of my graduate studies, so one more semester is left for my graduation. Currently, I'm working on 3 projects, and I'm a part of the health analytics team. So these 3 projects are not intern projects; they are the ongoing active projects. So I contribute to the active sprints. One of them project is like is based on Python. Other two projects are using technologies like Java Struts, Hibernate, Apache Solar, then Postgres and SQL. And one of the project is having a thing related to natural language processing. I have not got a chance yet to explore that, but I'm sure that until August I'll also touch that portion of the project. Past summer, I interned at a startup called Digital Innovation Group, powered by Providence Health and Services in Seattle. The position was software engineer intern, and I was the part of the API team. So the internship was of 11 weeks duration, and during the course of the internship, they divided my task across weeks. So right from starting from requirements gathering, in which I met different stakeholders of the company and product managers. I discussed the business perspective of the feature which I was going to implement, which followed by writing a one-pager document, which is generally used by product managers, which captures the like MVPs and MVP plus and what to implement, which captures the technical portions of the API, like drawing the website, and got a good enough latency. And at the end, I deployed my web service to the test stage and the production environments. This way, I got an exposure to the entire software development life cycle, and like they were following agile methodology. So I'm quite familiar with like sprint planning, retrospection meetings, and daily stand-ups. So I think both of these experiences gave me a good insight of how like software engineering works, and like what is actually there in the real world environment. And as I mentioned that I am like, my track is data science, so I have like good enough projects during my course curriculum in that as well. So yeah, that's all about myself.
Got it. So I just wanted to summarize this answer from Shivani, which is brilliant. If somebody has tracked the time, then it is about 60 seconds to each interview. Internship experience that she has dedicated. If Shivani, if I was you, I would just snap the answer till that time. Okay, this is my second internship. That's it, and not talk about that. Okay, I have experience in software engineering. The last two sentences can be eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
key to these kind of answers is being short and being precise and crisp about it, that what you have done. And it doesn't matter whether you have done a junior level engineering course, engineering project. That is better. That don't try to say that you have moved mountains in your internship, because everybody knows you
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Yeah.
And you don't try to sell yourself that you are an expert in any of the technologies, but whatever technologies you have mentioned, you should be able to explain to them
Yeah.
in one or two sentences, as well as uh, probably know why would you choose one technology over another. So these are the keys. Keep it short. So these are the icebreakers. The interviewer is just looking that okay, she has done fair bit of work as a junior engineer. Let's keep it at that point only. Having developed the CRUD API is a general project in which, if you can explain that you designed a document, you wrote tests, if you can also mention that you wrote the documents of the software project as well, and went through the whole life cycle of the software development, then it is very impressive. Even if you have not done an internship, if you have done a personal project and done these things in your personal project, then it goes quite a lot. Um, it impresses quite a lot the interviewer. All right. Thank you so much, Shivani. That was an awesome. And if anybody has any feedback for Shivani, please feel free to shoot that in the Slack channel. And now we come to Akshit. Akshit is a veteran as far as problem solving is concerned. I was really impressed with, by the way we had an interaction in which we finished about 5 questions in half an hour only. So Akshit, it will be great if you can share your screen. If you can just simply have give quick introduction about yourself to the audience, and then we can move on to the coding part.
Okay. Okay. Hi guys, my name is Akshat. I'm a computer science graduate in University of California, Irvine. I started last fall. Before coming to the States, I was working as a senior engineer for around 4 years in India. And I already have a master's in computer applications from NIT Surat, India. And I'm here to look for better opportunities. That's me. Yeah.
Got it. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Akshit. And if you can share your screen, then we'll be doing the question.
Yeah, just a second. Just a second. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
All right. So the question that we'll be doing today, Akshit, is a very famous question for the beginner interviews. So we have to design. I'm going to keep it fuzzy. So we have to design an LRU cache.
Okay.
So how would you go about this problem?
Okay. So are we talking about the page number and the value, or just the page number itself?
That's a great question. So we are talking about both page number and value.
Okay, cool. So do we have any space constraint, or I can use anything right now? I mean, just to give a brute force solution.
So let's discuss both the solutions. We can start with the brute force, and then if there is a room to optimize, we'll do that.
Okay, okay. So as far as I'm thinking, you're talking about LRU cache, where we'll be having a page number and a value for that particular page. And LRU cache is based upon physical and virtual memory. So you have a fixed size of memory that you can bring page into the memory and check if the page fault occurs or not. So I'm thinking that we'll be having some limited size itself, right?
That's correct. And let's assume that we can have only 5 pages for now.
Okay, I'll just write the basic requirements here.
Sure.
So we'll have a page with a key and a value here. Okay, and we'll have a size of 5, for example. Okay. Okay. And as we know that LRU cache works, that least recently used is eliminated from the pool itself. So we might need a timestamp as well.
Sure.
So we are talking. Yeah. So I'm just writing the requirements right now. Okay. So as we know, we have a fixed size. The first thing that comes to my mind is using an array.
Okay.
Just use an array, create an array of size 5. Also, just create a class that will contain your key, value, and a timestamp. And you can create an array for that particular class of that particular 5 objects. And each index of array will have an object with key, value, and a timestamp.
Got it.
So yeah. So if you want to add an element, if there is no page or there is still space in the memory, if you can bring a page, you can just check what index is empty in the array and just add that particular object having key value and the timestamp it comes into that particular index.
Got it.
So
Akshay, can I interrupt you for 1 second? I want to summarize what you are saying right now, and I want to highlight the points that you are making. So for the audience, just observe what he is doing. So firstly, he asked a couple of very, very great clarifying questions. He narrowed down his problem, that what is actually required, and look at the way that he's actually writing on his notepad and explaining it. He's just walking. He just captures the attention of the interviewer. All right, Akshay, we can move forward.
Okay. So I am just discussing basic operations right now. I'm not taking an example, just to get over with that what will be our algorithm for the brute force. Then we can optimize it and take an example before, and then we can write the code. So what I'm saying that let's say we have two options, two functions or operations we can perform on LRU cache. That is to put a particular page if there is a page fault, or to get a particular page if that page occurs. This page is already there in the memory, or if and during get, I mean, if the page is already there, you need to maintain something so the page can be accessed quickly. But we are maintaining an array, so we have to traverse the array to check where the page is. So my first operation, that is my put operation. I'll just take whatever my values are coming from my page. I'll check if that particular page is in the array or not by traversing the array and checking if that particular key value is already present and what is the timestamp. If it is already present, I'll just return that particular page. If the page is not present in the array, I'll create a particular object and again traverse over the array and check if what is the least use. What is the last timestamp that I used.
Got it.
And I'll override that particular index with my new object. So in that case, I can just similarly I can put my when I use my put function, I similarly can traverse over the array, check what is the latest least recent used timestamp, and just delete that particular index or overwrite that particular index in this case.
Got it. So quick question over here. So do we need to check timestamp at every time because array is already ordered, right? There is index 0, 1.
Yeah, array is ordered, but there might be case, right? You are, let's say there are 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
And you're again checking for, let's say, element 2.
Okay.
So you have to update that particular timestamp, right?
Uh-huh.
So that timestamp from 1 will become 6 now. Because we entered 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Again, you're checking for 2 and you are not getting any page fault. So you know that this is the most recently used and you cannot eliminate this.
Got it.
So you have to update timestamp. So you have to traverse over there.
Got it. All right. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So by doing this, there are 2 constraints I can think of because implementing LRU cache as an operating system functionality. First, it is not scalable because we are taking a fixed size array.
Mm-hmm.
And second, the complexity will be much higher. Worst case will be off n to get any operation.
Got it.
And getting a page from a physical memory to the virtual memory or from the hard disk to actual OS using, it's really not good. I mean, as per a developer, I don't want that.
Uh-huh.
So do you want me to code this or do you want me to optimize this solution now?
Let's optimize the solution. Let's walk through the solution end to end, and then we can start coding it.
Okay. Okay. Can I ask you just give me some example that how you want your operations to go on, so I can try to optimize the code and try to explain you what I can do and what I can't do.
So in the optimal scenario, if we can do an O of 1 operation on both get and put, then it will be great.
Okay. Get into cool. Okay. Okay. So do you want me to give an example or should I take myself?
You can assume an example and highlight your assumptions if there are any.
Okay. 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 First, I'll take a basic example for putting a value and getting a value. So let's say I'm putting key is always my page number and value is always my value of that particular page, whatever there is in the memory. So I'm taking like 1 1.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, put 1 1, put 2 2, put 3 3, and let's say my size, I'm taking my LRU cache size as 3 for now. And if I want to get, I have to get whatever my last page I have to get.